Yes, my subject, Nikolai Ivanov. Day 2182nd. Increase in vertical jump by 3 centimeters.
Well, it's a bit late, but I finally got around to wrapping up my results from the vertical jump program by Not a Master of Sport. Honestly, I was planning to film this earlier, but as always, life had other plans. Most of the intro stuff I've already covered in previous videos, so if you want the full picture with all the background, go check those out. I've already talked about my measurements and my training approach there. You'd think the logical thing now would be to just show the results and say, yep, it worked, or nope, it didn't. But it turned out to be a bit more complicated. After finishing the program, the big day came. I went to a Yaroslavich practice. After training, we had a little bit of time to do the measurements, but since I was still in work mode and couldn't step away from the session, I didn't have a proper warm-up. So there I was, almost no warm-up, straight from standing, 318 centimeters. That's just 2 centimeters shy of my all-time record, 320 centimeters. For context, I'm 178 centimeters tall, my standing reach is 232 centimeters. By vertical jump standards, that's pretty solid, and just to be clear, the vertex-style jump isn't just hop up and touch something. It's its own skill, especially when it comes to an approach jump. But that's where things started to get messy. Since for most of the program I didn't jump at all and later only worked with a short approach, it wasn't a big surprise that when I tried the full speed approach I just couldn't find that perfect takeoff spot. Sometimes I was too close, sometimes too far, sometimes my steps just didn't line up. In the end, a modest 322 centimeters on the approach. The logical thing to say would be, alright, let's clean up the technique and try again. And that's exactly what I thought. But here's where the plot twists came in. Even before starting the program, I'd planned to cut my weight to 85 kilograms. I started at 90. Instead, I finished at 95 and at one point I even hit 98. And no, it wasn't just putting on some fat, it was mostly lean muscle. Not bodybuilder on stage lean, but regular guy, just pretty solid lean. In terms of raw strength, there was no huge jump. I just got back to my peak numbers. 220 kg squat, 145 kg bench. Sure, my endurance in higher rep sets got better, but that didn't really translate to more explosive power. And extra weight, as we all know, loves to make itself known in your jumps. And here's the bonus, knee pain. I haven't felt it this bad in 8 to 10 years. Before I'd sometimes have a little discomfort, but after a quick warm-up I could go all out. This time it went differently. I guess because I hadn't been doing much jumping, my knees kind of relaxed and thought, alright, we're living the chill life now. Then I went and threw plus 5 to 7 kilograms at them and started jumping hard. The result? My body basically said, hold up buddy, we didn't agree to this. So I could still jump at about 85 to 90% of my max, but whenever I tried to go for a perfectly vertical full turbo jump, my knees would stop me mid-takeoff. Even a month later, after I dropped some weight and adjusted my training, the problem stayed. Looks like I'll have to go through a full knee strengthening cycle again. Honestly, I was hoping that after doing a program without much volleyball, I'd start really missing the game, and I'd dive into the new season with fire in my eyes and a crazy hunger to play. But nope, when you're not playing, you kind of forget what you were craving in the first place. It's not like I've lost interest in volleyball overall, but that inner I want to play right now feeling just faded away. And yeah, you probably noticed there was less content over the summer. Simple reason, my time and energy were going into training and recovery. At some point, I realized I could still unlock more of my strength potential if I really committed to it. So I decided, I'm stepping away from volleyball for now and going back to weightlifting. I'm curious to see if I can not just get back to my old shape, but actually surpass it. Especially considering that my peak form was, if I'm not mistaken, at 26 years old and now I'm 34. Final verdict on the program, it probably just wasn't the right fit for me. I've known my body for a long time and this shift in training style clearly didn't suit it. But that doesn't mean the program is bad. Alexander is a pro and his methods have been tested on tons of athletes. That means they work, just not the same for everyone. By the way, Sasha is going through his own transformation this off-season and sharing it in his brand new Telegram channel. In a couple of weeks, he'll be posting his results and I'm sure they'll be awesome. This style fits him perfectly. It didn't click for me, but the experience was still valuable. If you have any questions or if I missed something in this series, drop them in the comments. If needed, I'll film extra episodes. And hey, give this video a like. It means a lot to me and costs you nothing. And as always, this was Nick. Love what you do and you'll crush it. See you soon. Bye.